Hello. Okay. Oop, that's still on. Okay. So, y'all are going to be up close and personal. Okay. Let's get our watercolors over here. Now we've already got some colors pre-mixed. Today we are working on some small little parody versions of different classic art pieces. And last night I tried out a gold leafing kit. Honestly, very... Here we go. Old world art. It's the name of it. What can I say? But yeah, I had... I have leaf. Like, I think I have silver leaf somewhere. I need to find that. But yeah, I have gold leaf now. And I didn't realize at first it takes a specific adhesive. So, did that last night. Got this. And yes, I meant for it to have like the holes and all that in there. That over on that side, because I do need to look up a few images. Here we go. Okay, so there we go. Now, let's make sure that brush is still viable, and it is. Cool. So yeah, it was pretty simple process. Basically, usually you lay down like a base coat or a primer because you're putting it on an object. Since I'm just putting it on a painting, I didn't put down anything extra. I just did a base coat of adhesive, and then I will do a satin coat over the gold leaf, which is going to make this a bit more expensive. But I'm okay with that because this took some work. Let me face you up just a little bit more. So I've got my little camera right there in the front. That's why you guys are so close today. while he had a lot of color in his paintings, still had like this amazingly delicate touch. I'm going to do my best to do the same. If you get the odd and random fleck. So yeah, gold holds a pretty darn nice static electric charge. Which means it will become electronically charged. Like, I think it's a negative ion. And then it basically, if you brush the little leaf away, if the charge is close enough to something that also has a charge, it will pull back towards itself. So if you don't know Gonzo, he's that little Muppet. Do I have an extra? Yes, I do. Oh, there we go. So I was looking for an extra bit of like cleanish water. So yeah, he's a Muppet on the Muppet Show. It was done by Jim Henson, and Gonzo always has this chicken that he's either talking to or wandering around with. And so for whatever reason, people are like, oh, that must be his girlfriend. Okay, people. Okay. So yes, that became the running joke, and her name is Camilla. So I'm doing this as my warm-up, because a little bit later on I'm going to be doing Romeo and Poulette. Again, the jokes. And American Gonzik. I might have a fourth one. So if anybody is interested in getting themselves a miniature trading card, it's only a $15 donation. In the United States, that means free shipping to anywhere in the U.S., in the continental U.S. And it's only a little bit extra to go outside the U.S. I usually just look up the rates for sending a letter, because that's how I'm sending it. Is I'm sending it with a letter in a very flat envelope. So, yes. Okay, now he's blue, but I want to kind of get a blue-green to his background. I don't need like a ton of water on there. Because his nose is a different color. But if you've ever seen The Kiss, It was done by Klimt. And he had, I guess what you would call a gold period, where he used gold leaf and paints to not make it the focus of the painting, but to kind of highlight his work. And I mean, the gold was just beautiful, and in ways it helped the painting stand out, but also the gold against the sharp difference, that beautiful wateriness, the etherealness of a watercolor painting subject, the intertwining of the two made stark difference to each other. And it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. That's a little bit heavy. Nope, that's just really muddy too. Yes, but he did a lot of very interesting work. Now, not everything he did was with gold. There were other things he did, but his gold works are something that are so intertwined with how we kind of see him as an artist for lay people, at least, that like the first thing people know, or the first people, oh yeah, I've seen this before, is some of the gold works, like the Kiss. The Kiss being the most well-known of his works. There's also Lady in Gold and quite a few other pieces that he's done. Unfortunately, I can't show most of them because even though they are classical art and absolutely beautifully done, some of the subject they are not overly clothed. So unfortunately, I cannot show them off. If I feel a pigment has gone on too heavy, I flood it because it's watercolor, and then I just daub or get some of the color off by pressing it usually against whatever I'm wearing, because I wear a lot of cotton and silks. And that helps to wick away like a good majority of the pigment. It's like, that's a little too bold. That's softer. That's better. So yeah, like before it was too dark. Way too dark. Oh, sorry, foot itches. So I'm adding. Yay! Hey, Grammy. That is cool. Dude. Working on the kiss. Gonzo style. So glad you were able to make a mask. Yep, it's like a gateway drug. Next comes more crafting. But yeah, it is calming once you get into it. I think so many people are just intimidated by a sharp, pokey thing coming at you that, you know, they have that moment. And it's like, well, once you get into it, and once you get a little bit more familiar with it, it's not nearly as bad. So I'm putting down a little bit of gray, but I don't want to be like heavy about it. Sorry, waking up some of the excess. I am so glad you were able to get that going. Yep. Well, now that you know what works and what doesn't work, you can modify your pattern pretty easily. And trust me, like my first couple ones that I made for myself, I was like, yeah, it's okay, but I'm having trouble with, you know, X, Y, and Z. And so I ended up changing the patterns just a little bit so that they would fit what I was doing and work better for me. Oh, okay. Okay, I will totally agree with you on that. Cutting things out takes frickin' ever. I don't know why. I also hate pinning things together, even though I really know I need to. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Pain in the rear. Having a canvas lining as your second layer is actually really good because it's quite a bit more tight weave than most, like, patterned cotton that you can get. Although I like silks, like tapestry silks, ballroom silks, those kind of things. Things that are like super high filter. Mm. So one way you can do it is you can either pin your pattern to your cloth or place weights on the pattern so the pattern can't move around too much. And then basically you lay your scissors flat and you cut around. I find cutting out, if I've got enough fabric for it, cutting out like basically the rectangle around the pattern and then cutting from there, much easier, because you're not having to contend with a bunch of excess fabric flapping around, wanting to move, wanting to pull. Okay, so we're going to give this a minute or two to dry. I'm trying to remember. Make sure that you, like, coat the backside of your glasses, I want to say with, like, surfer's wax or something that will keep them from fogging, because now with a mask on, it does push some of the air up past the nose and it can fog up your glasses, so make sure you get ahead of that curve. Okay. The fun part, I don't think I actually have any clean. Oh, I forgot I had this. Yes. That makes my life a little bit easier. It's like, yay, now for the yellow. That's gonna... So, for whatever reason, I decided to open up a gold gel pen ages ago. And just put it on the palette, let it dry, do its thing. But now, every now and again, when I need something that is gold in color, like gold, I go to the palette, if I can remember it. I always wondered if that was the best medical course of action, or if they've tried to update that, that course at all, because let's weaken one eye from its maximum potential in order to get the other eye to do its thing. I mean, if it works, I ain't knocking it. But yeah. I just always kind of wondered that. So right now I'm flooding just this outer portion and then wicking it away. Which also helps to take off any excess gold flecks. Oh, there we go. That's one way to help myself not to slouch. Adding just touches of texture, little pops of color, and then again blotting. Ugh. Sorry, I gotta face that up a bit more because I keep working out here. Sorry. I want to make this a little bit more prominent. But not too over the top. And flood. Okay, so you see how dark that is. Blot. Okay, and you see how much that lightens it up and takes away some of the kind of excess. Okay. So there you go. So this is Grover's The Kiss, a la Klimt. And then once this is dried, I might do like one or two more things to it, but for the most part I will probably sign that and then have that up for sale. Let's see, what was, oh yeah, I have to do, oh, let's work on American Gothic. I'm still figuring out, like, color scheme-wise what I want for Gonzo and Poulette. If you know what Poulette means. It's actually poulet, but Americans pronounce it a little bit more like pullet. All that means is chicken. See, I'm trying to remember. This was black, the collar was white. I want to say... that water is muddy. Yes. Yeah, they like... Pikachu went from being this cute little fluffy football to like this little trim squirrel. I'm like, okay, that's choices. Okay. But yeah, the old school artwork. Oh my goodness. I am always in awe of old school cartoon art. Because honestly, there's a lot of skill that had to go into so much of that. Yeah, it wasn't just technique. I mean, you really had to know your stuff because you were doing it in layers. You know, a lot of old school artwork wasn't digital because there wasn't that digital technology. Also, I'm working with watercolors. Most of my subjects were painted with oils. So I have to go about my medium slightly different. I need it dark, I just don't want it so dark that it's unreadable. Oh, sorry. Don't know. Oh, no, because every time I do that. Okay. But yes, I agree. Okay. So yeah, working on American Gonzo. So now, if you don't know what that is a reference to, famous old painting called American Gothic. Has nothing to do with the Goth movement, but American Gothic was about turn of the century, and it was a portrait of a farmer and his wife. They're both very dour and so yeah, of course the play on that is, while Gonzo looks dour, I mean he's got a chicken right next to him, so there's always got to be a bit of comedy in it for me. I like to kind of dab it on at this point. So I want to give it a little bit of play with light. No, I haven't had a chance to watch All Stars 5. Although I am headed over to a friend's house today, and that friend might be convinced into getting All Stars 5. I'm just saying. Because, yeah, we love watching the drag shows, and that'd be kind of awesome. Is it good so far? Like, who are the queens? No, I don't know who the cast is. Turning. Oh, okay, that's slightly turned. Who are the queens? Who is the cast? I think I know, like, some of who the cast was, and I was just like, why? Why did they pick you? Ugh, of course. Little Miss... I'm Brittany, bitch. Yeah. You know me too well. It's not that I don't think she has talent. It's just that her talent is like one thing. And she does it well, but, you know, you need to bring a variety to the table. I'm done being Brittany. Yeah, sure you are. Although, come on, you gotta place some of the onus on the show creators. They brought back the person who does Brittany. Did you expect them, like, and then you gave them a Brittany challenge? I mean, come on. You're setting them up to look a fool. I knew I forgot it. I knew I forgot something. There we go. Oh. Okay. Well, I am happy about that. Actually, not that I loved Shakely, but I thought she was a decently strong contender, honestly. No. Fuck. Oh, dang it. Okay, I should have been paying a bit more attention. Then again, I don't think it's not that far off base. Instead of using straight black, I'm actually using a black-brown combination, because that way I can layer in black in just a little bit and have some contrast. I think Shea Coulee will do hopefully pretty good. I mean, she was a strong contender. Oh, Jujubee. For some reason, my brain sometimes gets Jujubee mixed up with Jiggly Caliente. No, they don't look the same, but just, I don't know why, but somebody will say Jujubee, and that's the first face that comes to mind. I'm like, that's not Jujubee, you dingy. And I think it's because I also got, what's her name? I got Angina and Jujubee mixed up, because they look a little bit more similar in appearance. So my brain's like, let's find the largest discrepancy. See if we can't get you to override that. Dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Perfect. Now I'll have to tell them apart. Yeah, she's redonkulously short. Like, super short. I think Angina and Kenya Michaels were like the two shortest queens on the show. Like, no tea, no shade. I think they really were like the two shortest queens on the show. They were pocket queens. And again, if you want a trading card watercolor of your own, all it is a small donation. Da, da, da. True. Well, yeah, kind of true. Well, at that point, if you're going to wear something over the top, you just don't wear much. You make it flashy, maybe even you make it kind of flare off from your body, but your main body portion, you might wear a little bit less, or have, like some strappiness to it, or some holes to show off a bit of body yaddy. And, like Plastic Tiara was a decent example of this. She wore a lot of those bodysuits. They were all gorgeous. But yeah, they were all the frickin' same. It was always a bodysuit. But that means you always saw those slim little pixie legs, and then the face and chest were always highlighted like a bust portrait. So yeah, like she did some stuff that was very OTT, but it didn't cover her up. This is what I meant to do. Yeah, you definitely have to work with proportions because, like Vanjie has a great body, but she put that bodysuit on with all that Barbiness and kind of covered up the middle, and she ended up getting lost in that outfit, so much so you couldn't even make out, you couldn't really make out her body. And Michelle Visage and the rest of them are just like, yeah, it looks, I mean, you're doing so good and da 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 da, but this just covers you up and we can't see you, and ultimately that's what cost her. Give that a few minutes to dry. It's kind of muddy. Okay, I'm gonna do kind of like a pre-rinse. Now, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you're coming on RuPaul's Drag Race. You can't just, show up in a bodysuit. It's not gonna fly. Because you can do that look. I mean, you can do that look a lot. But you have to offset it, with like at least every other time. Come out in an outfit. Don't just phone it in with a bodysuit every single time. Exactly. Yeah, when you're on a show, you have to show off that, hey, I got all these talents. And yes, I look good in a bodysuit. I look good cinched. I can do some comedy. Just there has to be a little bit extra. You can't just have one trick that you do each and every time. Because, hey, RuPaul will catch on to that real quick. Just saying. Now, are they voting themselves for who gets off, or is RuPaul doing this? Is he doing the judging? Oh. Okay. I definitely need to sit down and watch this now. How many episodes in are they? Hello, new viewers. How are you doing today? We are working on different Gonzos in different classic art pieces. Dee, dee, dee. Three so far. Okay. Then I might convince my friend to pick it up. Okay, let me blot this real quick. So if you see a lot of small camera movement, it's because I'm actually wearing the camera. Okay. How y'all doing? You're on Mob Crush, so if you hear me talking to somebody and you can't see them, it's probably because I have them on a different channel. So right now I'm talking to somebody on Twitch. I also have my feed up for Facebook, so I can see them. But yeah. Oh, that's right. I just wanted to add a touch yellow at the tip of the nose. So yeah, if you know this piece, then you know it's American Gothic. But done with Gonzo and Camilla. I'm just filling in some lettering. So right now, I am doing trading cards. And if you're in the United States, I will ship them out free of charge of, like, you know, shipping and whatnot. And all it requires is a donation. If you go to Venmo, it's Dame Red Bento, just capitalize Dame Red Bento, D-R-N-B. And $15 or more will get you a trading card size. I do lewds. Those are $20 and up. And then for the ones that I absolutely cannot show, those are $25 and up. And just include, like, with Venmo, I can actually talk back and forth on the app, which is cool. So we can discuss details on there if you want. For Cash App, it's also Dame Red Bento. Just capital D, the rest spelled just like you see it here. So for Cash App, please put your email in the note so that I can actually contact you and we can speak from there. Or if you're here on Twitch, there is a donation button down below that should work just fine. Okay, so as you see, we're slowly adding in a bit of color. I'm working with tiny brush, not just because I'm working on trading cards and whatnot, but I'm also trying to leave myself a bit more gap, a little bit more negative space. Pardon about the background noise. Somebody has decided that now would be the perfect time to do landscaping. I can never tell when they're supposed to be here, honestly. Oh, wow. So you're working with like super old school Blitzkrieg era fabric. I want to see pictures of that, honestly. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, you know how to use a darner, right? A darner is kind of an egg-shaped or maraca-shaped implement quite often. There are a couple of different shapes and whatnot. Yes! So it's super simple, but like for most people it's not obvious because how many people fix their socks? So basically it's this egg shape. Think of my fist as egg shaped. You take the sock, you flip it inside out, and you slide it onto the egg. And since it's large enough that you see the hole, but it doesn't put a lot of pressure on it, you can then take a needle and thread and just very carefully run it through all of those loops. Yeah, but you said it anyways. But yeah, you take a needle and thread, usually soft cotton or something like that, and you run it through all the loops, and you stitch the hole closed. But yeah, it's supposed to give you enough expansion that you can see the hole properly, but not so much expansion that you end up widening a hole that is problematic. God, so much of that could be so misconstrued. Like, yeah. And again, little details. I don't want to make it, too heavy. Oh, that's right. Gotta give him eyelids. If I can get the right mixture. There you go. Nice. There you go. American Gonzo. And again, I might go back in and do some stuff with some white pen just to give it a little bit more highlight and whatnot. But yeah. There you go. Okay. So, for the people who didn't see it before, so there's American Gonzo. And that is Gonzo's The Kiss. And I'm going to take a really short bio break. I should be back in like 5 minutes or so. I'm just also sitting in a really uncomfortable position to make sure that everybody could see everything. So, yep. Okay. Give me a second. Yep. Ta-da. Oh, sorry. I'll get these out of the way. Now, of course, there's one more piece that I am going to ink and probably color a little bit later. Maybe on Thursday's cast, you'll see me do a couple more trading cards. And draw me like one of your French chickens. I love doing stuff that has like tongue-in-cheek, meaning to it. I am a dork like that. I love making art that has a joke. And it doesn't matter if I'm making something that is like not safe for work, there's still going to be a joke in it. Even if something is super serious, I tend to put some sort of a little extra in it. Because there should always be an inside joke. There should always be like just a little twist in the background, because that's how my brain works and that's how I find it funny. Okay. So now let's work on this. And if you're on Twitch, donation buttons are down below. If you're on other platforms and you want to get one of these trading cards, $15 and up, I do Venmo or I do Cash App. Feel free by all means, because I love doing these. And you can pick like one or two fandoms that you really, really like. Some people just go, yeah, no, you know what, do whatever you're gonna do. Do whatever you want. And I'm like, okay, you asked for it. Sorry, I gotta add a little bit of detail. Microns, the joy. love thimbles. Like, they don't get enough love. It's so difficult to find a thimble that actually fits over my thick thumbs. Because either the thimble I can find is so big it does not fit my thumb tips or my fingertips properly, or they're so small I'm like, that's not going to work at all because they like fit my pinky. It's like, no. The metal ones are okay. The ceramic ones are a nightmare to me. They look great, but the surface tends to be so slick that you're honestly putting yourself in more danger. Okay. Okay. Well, it's still flooded, I blot. I mean, it's hard sometimes to see, but like there's only now that light bit of purplish hue. Okay. But yeah, I think I've used, I use leather thimbles, or, what are they called? There's a slightly different name for it, but like when you're working with leather craft and heavy needles, there's this thick gear that you can use, and it covers like the entire pad of your thumb. Love those. Those work beautifully. But yeah, a thimble can save your hands so much consternation. And don't worry, you guys can chat at me. You're so not distracting me. I love chatting and talking about anything. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to say, I am the new Quizmaster co-host on the Babysitters Club Improv. And I think, oh yeah, that's right. So we're gonna have a Babysitters Club Improv, 8 p.m. Saturday night. And it goes from like 8 till 9. And we are doing a fundraiser for this wonderful artist. I think it's Miocho. I'll get everything, so it'll actually be typed out. But she's this wonderful artist here in LA. And we're doing some fundraising for her. So if you guys want to show up, show some love, maybe commission a piece from her, or even donate to her, that'd be amazing. And you'll find us under coffeehouse_productions. And yeah, go over, just seriously, just drop them a follow and hit the little bell. Because that's the easiest way to make sure that you get on it. And it's fun, it's dorky, they do improv, we do quizzes in between. Sometimes there's even like little prizes for whoever the quiz winner is. So yeah, we have so much fun doing it. I absolutely just enjoy myself to heck and back. It's also kind of hilarious because I have so much random knowledge and I love doing research. So yeah, like, oh my goodness, I know too much about too much sometimes when it comes to these quiz shows. I'm just like, oh, I already know this. Oh, I've got, like, what was what fruit, what one of these traditionally thought of as a vegetable is actually a fruit kind of thing. And it was like zucchini, carrot, or tomato. It's tomato. Tomato is considered a fruit. And the reason it's considered a fruit, it's a berry. Tomato plants don't really have a strong structure or even a barky structure, so they can't really stand upright on their own. That's why they need a trellis or a cage. Those are technically vines that are growing. Even though they're a little bit stronger, a little bit stiffer, they're still a vine. And the little fruit that is on them is a berry in structure and form. By scientific definition, it's a berry. So tomatoes are berries. Thank God we don't exactly treat them like berries, though, because... Okay. Input. Color of the outfit. I think yellow would just be a bit too jaundicey. I'm almost thinking of going with like red. And then maybe pops of like yellow or a yellowish orange. Yeah, ketchup is either like kind of like a weird smoothie or like a funky kind of jam. Almost like a savory jam at that point. That is hilarious and wrong all at the same measure. Oh God. Like now, you know what? Now my brain can't let go of it. It's like, oh God, is it a smoothie or is it a jam? I think technically it's a jam. Oh God. Although I have seen tomato jam. See, now I would have some contention with that. Mostly because berries grow on brambles or vines. So like I could see grape being classified as a berry because it's on a vine, even though it's a little bit more woody, it's on a vine and it's, a hanging cluster. Maybe the cluster is the issue? But then that would make watermelons close to being a berry definition as well. Oh, see, now I'm going to have to do research. Oh, you're evil and I love it. Like, because I mean, you could very, very technically be correct. And I'm not even going to be mad at that. So, you might be right. You might be right. And I'm not mad. I am not mad. I'm sorry. This is comedy to me. I don't know why certain things really make me giggle, but yeah. This is one of those things that really makes me giggle. Dang it. God, that's also plaguing my mind now. It's like, wonder what it is. I wonder. I blame you. Well, but I would think that... where is my frickin' pointer? There we are. I would think that the strawberry is the ovary, just like any other berry would be the ovary. But I would think the strawberry would be the ovary, it's just that the eggs or ovum are on the outside. Well, so, okay, so a plant ovary, for pretty much the most part, is just, the fruit is the outside of the ovary. The ovum, or the seeds, are inside, so... Huh. See, I would think that strawberries would then still be a berry, because you get the ovum on the outside, but you still only have one fruit, one ovary, I would think. Whereas banana, yes, it says banana flower, but if you've looked at a banana structure or a banana flower as it's growing, there's a lot of little flower structures that come off of it. And I would think each and every individual one of those gets pollinated and maybe passes the information on to the rest, but gets pollinated and develops into a banana. But yeah, I'm not a botanist. But I play one on TV. No. But yeah. Plants are confusing. I will definitely give you that. Like, really? Because is like each little bump considered its own separate ovary? Like, I could see that maybe for raspberries, blackberries, and plants of the rubus. Is it genus? But yeah. Plants and insects are interesting, weird things. Because honestly, you can have completely different species on the way the hairs on the genitalia curve, or how many hairs on the genitalia there are. Like, some only have 2, some have 3, considered completely different species, even if the rest of them, like the structure and the look of them is exactly the same. It's like, oh no, that's a different species. I'm like, they look the same. They're freaking cousins. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. But yeah, plants and insects are fascinating and infuriating at points, because they're they're complicated, and so much of our knowledge of biology is informed by our own biology. So yeah, like to see them get the same classifications but have things that do not resemble our own anatomy can be very weird, strange. Yeah, it very much is, because yeah, we're completely operating from our knowledge of self and not necessarily taking into account, well, it's a frickin' bug. It's gonna do its thing. We don't need to put it in the same box. But yeah, no. Welcome to humanity. We're weird. Yeah, I think I'm going to do reds. Right. Why do you think they use Latin? I mean, they had to pick a dead language just to make sure that they could cut down on some of the confusion. Like, when you gotta pick a dead language just to make sure you don't completely confuse the shit out of each other, yeah. It's not like they did a fantabulous job, but at least with Latin, because it's a dead language and it does not shift, it doesn't move per se. You can, do what you're going to do, and there's less confusion because everybody's using Latin knows what it translates to. But yeah. Oh my god, did you see RuPaul on Family Feud with Steve Harvey? Because that shit was comedy. Comedy gold, I tell you. Pretty much. Pretty much. That is almost the perfect definition. I can't have it. Nobody can't. Yeah. Oh my god. It was so good. I laughed so ridiculously hard that I almost choked. I almost choked. Yes. And I mean, oh my god. Okay, so Steve Harvey's homophobia just was raging and blatant, and it was bad. But I loved how well the queens handled him, read him for filth, absolutely made him squirm. It was freaking comedy gold. I'm like, see, and that's how you do it. That's how you freaking do it. He did not know what to do with himself, honestly. I loved it. I loved it. Exactly. Exactly. They didn't try to look offended. They didn't try and get huffy about it. They just made him squirm. And they're like, oh, you want to play it that way? Well, okay. Your funeral. Let's do this. They were brilliant. And I had to appreciate that because they did not flinch. It would have been he could have gotten so much leverage if they had faltered, if they had gotten angry, if they had gotten belligerent or anything like that. It would have made him look, at least in his eyes, better. But yeah, no, they just grace and style and just for filth. It was amazing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's like he couldn't wrap his brain around the fact that these are artists, these are performers. That's their art form. They're showing up in costume. These are not men who want to be women. These are artists who are performing in drag, and part of that drag is that over the top, the hyper femininity that is taken to such an extreme that it is comical. They're not trying to pass as women, which is just a whole other set of phobic issues, but blah blah blah. But yeah, just like, oh my god. Like, he couldn't even accept a compliment on his suit. Like, when, I think it was RuPaul complimented his suit. So it was this beautiful, kind of like a burnt plum, I guess he called it. Which was a perfect description for it, because that's pretty much what it was. It was this dusky, plummy color. It was quite lovely, honestly. But yeah, he could not accept a compliment. He's like, oh, I guess I have to burn this suit now. Why? Why do you have to burn your suit? Because somebody gave you a compliment who wasn't a woman fawning all over you? Like, what the fuck was your issue? Exactly. Exactly. Which was why it was so funny when he told Latrice to use the voice that she uses on stage, and her voice dropped by a couple of octaves. Oh my god. I almost died. I darn near peed myself laughing. Because he thought she was gonna go up a couple of octaves and be a hyper femme and da-da-da. Oh no. No, no. She went for it, and it was deep, and it was rumbly, and it was frickin' amazing. Because he almost died. Like, you could see his soul leave his body. It was great. I loved it. So I did a heavy bit of color and spread it around. But yeah, oh my god, when his soul left his body, when she did that, oh, it was so good. It was so good. I'm like, what did you expect? Did you expect this, like, hyper femme, or attempt at a hyper femme voice that you were probably going to then call out and mock? No. She already knew what you were doing. And she did the exact opposite. She just went for it, as was her craft, because she's been doing it for 27 years, I think she said. Oh my god. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, yeah, that's how you do. Especially when dealing with people like him. That's how you do. Come on, Pigment, don't fail me now. Okay, so I'm not going for realism here at all. Should have painted the roses in first, but yeah. Yeah, I was just going for that kind of the old school set. Okay, let me wait. Okay. But yeah, oh, it was brilliant. They did exactly what they would normally do with their craft, and they did such a good job of it. I commend them. I applaud them. MK! Hi, Babs! Hello, gorgeous. I have missed you. I have absolutely missed you. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. Seriously. Girl, I haven't even been able to, like... I haven't even been able to catch you on Overwatch at all. It's like, well, shit. Let me... Oh, I'm sorry. Don't ask why I didn't have that up. Yes, we will do that. Go on now. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. Give me just a second, dear. I'll get that all loaded up. MK is our resident DJ in many regards. Odyssey is the name of the artist. And MK's over here on Twitch, so if you see me talking at somebody and you're like, I have no idea what's going on, I have a multi-stream going on, so I'll try and call out who's from where. But MK is over here on Twitch. She's one of our wonderful mods, and she's also our resident DJ, along with a few others, and always got that nice, good, chill stuff going on. Sorry, I'm giving this a little bit of time to dry. So if you haven't seen, so this is the one we're currently working on. It was the Kiss, a la Klimt, and yes, that is like real gold leafing and everything. Had so much fun with that. This one's actually up for sale. I should create links and whatnot. I'm so bad at getting those things up and running because I get really confused trying to do that. And then this is American Gonzo. This one is spoken for. But yeah, like, you know my dorky self. I always have to have like a joke or something. So, one person ordered a Gonzo trading card, and they're like, do whatever you want with it. I would really love Gonzo, in your style. It's like, okay, I can run with that. And, yeah, like, somebody else saw that and like, oh my god, I have to have that one. And I'm like, it's already spoken for, but I can always make you another. They're like, yes! Threw money at my Venmo account and, was like, okay, do Gonzo, like, whatever you want to do with it. Doesn't have to be Shakespearean, just, you know, whatever you want to do with it. I'm like, okay. So that's when I made the American Gonzo. It's like, what kind of classical art can I put him into? Because that would just be hilarious. And then last night, like literally, like midnight, 1 o'clock, my brain is just like, I really, really, really want to try gold leafing. So I did the gold leaf at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh man. But hilarious, but good. But hilarious, but so good. Well, that's the funny thing is, like, one person did it, and then, like, another person ordered it, and then I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna do a couple of Gonzos, because, like, oh my god. Yes! Oh my god, yes! So, this is another one that I'd like to ink and put together. And, you know, it's the Titanic scene, you know, draw me like one of your French chickens. Because I'm a dork, this is how my brain works, I love it. But yeah, like, so far, I am honestly the happiest with the Kiss. Just because the gold leafing came out so nicely. I'm so happy about it. So let's see. I think I was just... Oh, that's right. I was finishing up the grass. I haven't done a scream yet, but I think that is actually a very salient painting to do. So I think I will do a Gonzo the Scream. And I might do, you know, Van Gogh's portrait with him with like, with the ear. I think, oh my god, the Green. Oh my god. Oh. Yes! 3 French hens. But yeah. So, yeah, I did that. I want to do like an eye pop gag. But yeah, I've got the basic blocking in there. I just need to refine it a little bit more and get it inked. But yes, abso-freaking-lutely. Oh my god. I think you're right. With the Scream and with oh, what do you call it? The Scream, then the Van Gogh. I'm trying to think of like other just like portraits that people would know that haven't like already been done, because I know I've seen Gonzo done as Whistler's mother and Gonzo done as the Mona Lisa, and his profile, like the overall style, didn't quite fit with the David or the discus thrower or any of those. So I'm trying to think of like some other just like classic art styles or sculptures that would cue well. And there's one that I actually have in mind, but I would not be able to paint it and show it on Twitch because of the subject matter. But it is a classic that people know, even if they don't always know it. And once they've seen it, they know the artist. So the artist is Murakami. And I don't know if you know Murakami. Oh, so you're thinking the Sistine Chapel. One of Michelangelo's most hated works. Ooh. So yeah, Michelangelo hated, oh my god, hated the Sistine Chapel. He refused to paint the thing several times and was basically being threatened by clergy. Like, you're gonna do it or you're never going to work again, and we could do bad things to you. He's like, are you kidding me? No, I don't want to paint this damn thing. I don't want to paint it. They're like, you have to because we say so. And he's like, oh, that's how it's gonna be? Okay. And so he painted naked people everywhere inside a very rather conservative church. And for some of the darker scenes, he replicated, or he painted portraiture of the clergy that had forced him to paint it. And I think one of them is carrying his own skin, like one of the filleted saints. Flaying meaning taking off of skin. And then another one he put in the position of Brutus in the 9th level of hell, where traitors are supposed to go. So yeah, it's like he did so much to get back at them for being just dicks. Which, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Like, he told you he didn't want to, and you made him do it anyways. I can't feel bad for you. But yes, I thought it was brilliant that his best vengeance against these people who would not listen to him and what he wanted to do artistically was to sit there and he basically roasted them in art that would last centuries. Because he's like, look, you're either gonna paint over this, which, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen, and you're gonna pay me. Oh, he got paid so handsomely for the Sistine Chapel. He made them pay through the nose. He was not messing around with them. But yeah, just, oh my god, it was hilarious. Naked people everywhere, portraitures, and like, what are the clergy gonna do? Oh, I don't like the way you painted that. And no, dude, you commissioned me to paint this. I'm making what you wanted. Why are you upset? Because yeah, like, either the higher ups or the nobility who'd be coming to visit would just see great art, which was, you know, what they were trying to do anyways. They were trying to attract donors, basically, by going, oh yes, we had this really famous painter come in and look at this artwork. So yeah, just, oh my god, the comedy of it, the absolute comedy of it. I love it. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Because, like, of all the things you could have done, you just went ahead and you just roasted him. You can't even be mad at it. Like, he got his. Yeah, I might have to do a little bit of a... I might have to do a bit of a dive into some of my favorite not safe for work artists and do some less than safe for work Gonzo or Muppet art, because I think Fozzie Bear needs to be in here at some point. Oh my god, that would be funny. That would be funny. Like, Gonzo. Gonzo is the Venus. Oh my god, yes. Venus in a clamshell. Oh my god, yes. BTW, love the song choices. But yeah, Gonzo is the Venus. And then, like, Kermit and Gonzo in that fingers almost touching moment. Oh my god, it's gonna be hilarious. Like, to me, this is the height of comedy. Like, every now and again, you gotta take the piss out of it, as it were. Okay. So I'll probably give this a little bit of time to dry, do a little bit more details here and there. Oh, I'm like, I swear I'm missing something that is just glaring. It should be right there in my face. But yes, there are times that the artists that I tend to be drawn towards are artists that are a little bit, I guess you would almost call it subversive, but like they make their intentions very clear, and if people get it, they get it, and if they don't, because hilariously often they do not, the misinterpretation is still hilarious. So like Murakami, who's one of my favorite artists, he did a lot of stuff that was about consumerism, commercialism, consumption, and especially consumption in pop culture. And like, he was taking a jab at it, but like, they just, like, the higher-ups, the hoity-toities, didn't understand and just thought, oh, this is just great artwork. And it's like, no, dude, you've missed it. But lay people understood it a little bit better. Like, okay, this is fun, kitschy art, and it's supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. You know, there's a ha-ha moment to it. So the 4 people that are on Mount Rushmore are Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt. 4 shitty people. Because I've been doing a lot more research lately. 4 very shitty people. Honestly, I would love to see Mount Rushmore go back to the Native Americans someday, and if they wish to blast those faces off the side of that mountain, I wouldn't stop them. Mount Rushmore was actually a sacred site to Native Americans in that area. The land was just stolen from them, and these giant faces carved into a sacred site. It's graffiti. But like, whatever, like, if we ever get that back, which I really hope we do, if we ever get that back, whatever they want to do with it, I'm totally okay. Like, if they want to, like, have somebody come in and carve out the faces of Native American elders, I'm totally cool with that. If they want to come in and they want to, like, just take those faces straight off, I'm not gonna touch. Whatever they want to do. So yes. So let's look at what we have. We've got Shakespearean Gonzo. I'm gonna sign everything. And then we've got American Gonzic, which still makes me laugh. Oh my god, so hard. And then we've got Gonzo's The Kiss with actual gold leaf. Like, tell me that is not the funniest dang thing. And then, yeah, currently I do have a Gonzo Titanic. And I think I'm going to do some more classical artworks. And so I'm taking tomorrow off only because, like, I have, like, a lot of stuff to get done. And I should be back on Thursday. 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I'm in California. But yeah, 10 a.m. to about noonish, I'll be on. I'll be doing the thing. Oh god. Yeah. Oh my god, don't even get me started on that. But that is actually perfect. How about next time around, Thursday morning, we actually sit and discuss, while I paint, like historical landmarks and all that kind of good stuff, and just like run with it, because I think these are conversations that need to be had. So that would be like super, super awesome. So I have to sign off because I just realized what time it is. I usually do 1 to 2 hour blocks for my streams. So I will hopefully see you all. I will hopefully get to see you all on Thursday. I'm sorry, babies. I know. Hopefully you'll be back on Thursday. I'll be on Thursday and Friday, and I'll see if I can actually do a weekend stream as well. Because I would love to see you more and talk more, because we always have the most interesting roundabouts. But yes, I know, right? If nothing else, turn me on in your background. And you know what I'm gonna do? I will commit to it right now. I will do more Gonzo artwork, and I will do more classical works with him in it. Because you know what? It's just so fun. I'm going through my Gonzo phase right now, apparently, because that's what people want. They want Gonzo. I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. So yes, I will see you all on Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you can spare, $1, $2, $5, maybe even $15, by all means, please donate. The button is down below. If you would like one of these trading cards painted for you and sent to you free if you're in the United States, $15 either here on Twitch, on my Venmo, it's Dame Red Bento, on my Cash App, it is Dame Red Bento. Find me, drop me a line, send me an email. My email is ravenaboutbento@gmail.com. Ding! So yeah, we can absolutely discuss details and whatnot. And the trading cards are 3 inches by 4 inches. They will be sent to you in the mail with a letter, a small letter of appreciation from myself. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing and awesome. And I love you. Have a good one, guys.